Good evening. You're now with me, Shalshimato, for Tvs Nightline. And here are the headlines for tonight. On world news, Indian passenger train derails, overturning carriages and killing 2 people. French police on the hunt for 3 arson suspects after an apartment building fire killed 7. And FARAH KARTINI laid to rest in PEKAN. We begin with this news. An Indian passenger train derailed early today, killing 2 people, with footage of the accident showing several overturned carriages. Indian media reported that the Chandigarh-Dibrugarh Express derailed in Gonda district near the Hindu holy city of Ayodhya at around 2:30 p.m. local time.
अभी तक जो पुष्ट सूचना है उसके अनुसार 2 लोग की इस दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण घटना में मृत्यु हुई है, जिन्हें एम्बुलेंस से भिजवाया गया है और करीब 6 लोग हैं जो थोड़े गंभीर घायल हैं.
Broadcaster NDTV reported that at least 4 carriages had overturned. Footage aired by the network showed passengers standing on top of a derailed compartment that had crashed onto its side. Uttar Pradesh State Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath said district administration officials have been directed to carry out relief and rescue operations on a war footing and to take the injured to the hospital. The Chief Medical Superintendent of Gonda District Hospital confirmed that a team of medics had been rushed to the accident site. India's railway network remains the main form of travel in the vast country, but is poorly funded and deadly accidents often occur. Last year, nearly 300 people were killed when a passenger train and a stationary goods train collided with the derailed compartments, then striking another fast-moving passenger service. India's worst ever rail accident occurred in 1981 when a cyclone blew a train off its tracks and into a river in the state of Bihar, leaving 800 dead and more than 100 injured. Police were hunting 3 arson suspects on Thursday after an apartment building fire killed 7 people in the southern French city of Nice, according to Prime Minister Gabriel Attal. The dead include 3 children, 5, 7 and 10 years old, and a 17-year-old who tried to escape by jumping from a window. The apartment is located in the low-income neighborhood of Les Moulins, known for being a drug-dealing hub in the west of the city.
Nice Deputy Mayor Anthony Bull had said earlier that surveillance footage showed 3 men wearing balaclavas in the vicinity. Regional Prefect Hugues Mutooth said the apartment was occupied by a family believed to have Comoran origins, which is referring to the southern African island nation. 10 people were inside when the fire broke out, and rescuers were alerted at around 2:30 a.m. local time to the blaze on the 7th floor of the building. Firefighters said in spite of their substantial resources deployed, 7 people died during the incident. Neighbors hurriedly dragged mattresses in front of the building to break the fall of those jumping out of the windows. Meanwhile, 4 police were in psychological care after witnessing the scene. Interim Minister Gerard Damanin said on social media that a quick arrival of firefighters probably prevented more deaths.
The body of the late FARAH KARTINI Abdullah was safely laid to rest at 5:20 p.m. at Kampung Nyor Mani Cemetery in Pekan, Pahang earlier this evening. The burial ceremony of old FARAH KARTINI was attended by the victims, family members, friends and villagers.
The van carrying the body of the former student of University Pendidikan Sultan Idris Upsi arrived at the cemetery at 4:55 p.m. after being brought from the forensic department of Sungai Buloh Hospital in Selangor. Meanwhile, the brother of the deceased, Muhammad Fariza Amir Abdullah, thanked all the parties involved in his sister's funeral. He said his sister's remains were buried at the location, as it is his wife's village, who is also FARAH KARTINI's sister-in-law, to facilitate the burial process. FARAH KARTINI has been reported missing since July 10th after delivering a rental car to a customer. The body of the 25-year-old FARAH KARTINI was found in an oil palm plantation in Kampong Sri Kledang, Hulu, Selangor at about 6 p.m. on Monday.
Let the police do their work. Those were the words that Sarawak Women, Childhood and Community Wellbeing Development Minister Dr. Sri Fatimah Abdullah uttered regarding the murder of the late FARAH KARTINI Abdullah, 25-year-old student from Miri, who was found murdered in PEKAN on July 15. She urged anyone with information about the murder to come forward to help expedite the investigation.
Siapa yang dapat membantu dalam kes seperti ini, kita harap tampillah untuk membantu supaya kes itu dapat selesai secepat mungkin.
She also expressed her condolences to the family of the victim, who is also a former student of Universiti Pendidikan Sultan Idris, UPSI.
Kematian dalam sebuah keluarga itu memang satu musibah yang besar kepada keluarga yang sangat berharap kepada anaknya. Ya. So we can understand how they feel dan kita berdoa supaya mereka diberi kekuatan dalam menghadapi saat-saat sukar seperti ini.
On July 11, FARAH was reported missing after delivering a rental car to a customer in Taman University, Tanjung Malim, Perak. On July 15, Selangor Police Chief Dr. Hussein Omar Khan announced that a body found at an oil plantation in Kampong Sri Kledang around 6 p.m. was believed to be hers. A man believed to be FARAH's boyfriend, the prime suspect in the case, has been remanded for 7 days to assist in the investigation. On July 16, police confirmed that the suspect is a 26-year-old policeman with the rank of corporal from the Slim River Police Station. On to the next update. The Rajang Port Authority, RPA, started stronger this year when it recorded an increase in its cargo throughput. Acting General Manager Hayati Hibrawi said in the first 5 months of 2024, its throughput handling stood at 617,325 tonnes versus 578,298 tonnes the same period last year, representing an increase of 6.7%.
She said that operationally, the port handled a total of 1.4 million tons of cargo at its wharves last year, a decrease in throughput of 5.8% compared to the previous years. Financially, the RPA continued to record a net profit for 2023, an amount of slightly over 6 million ringgit. Hayati attributed the achievement to the continued support of RPA's workforce and customers. Meanwhile, RPA Chairman Dato' Joseph Salang Gandum said the port had a steadfast grip on its operations and finances amidst the unrelenting turbulent waves of COVID-19 in the past years. During the post-COVID-19 pandemic years, he said the world braved the weakening markets, with commodity prices experiencing record lows.
Deputy Premier of Sarawak, Dr. Ahmad Douglas Uga Embas, commended the landmark passing of the declaration of an area in the Bintulu district to be a federal port or repeal Bill 2024 and the Bintulu Port Authority Dissolution Bill 2024 by Dewan Rakyat. He said the bills aimed at repealing the Bintulu Port Authority Act 1981 and dissolving the Bintulu Port Authority were unanimously passed without amendments by members of Dewan Rakyat on Wednesday.
Uga, who is also the Infrastructure and Port Development Minister, also conveyed his gratitude to the Premier of Sarawak, Dato' Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg, for his unwavering commitment in ensuring Bintulu Port was fully handed over to Sarawak. Similarly, he thanked Prime Minister Dato' Sri Anwar Ibrahim for his consent in the handing over, as well as Transport Minister Anthony Loke for facilitating the passing of the bill in a speedy manner. However, he said that there is still much to be done to facilitate the transfer of assets and the management of the former Bintulu Port, adding that a joint committee has been established to oversee and facilitate the execution of the MOU for the smooth transfer of the port to ensure the Bintulu Port operation would not be affected or disrupted by the process in the change of status. Uga added the Bintulu Port Authority Sarawak was also formed through the Port Authority Ordinance 1961, adding that he is confident that the transfer of status will be completed by the end of the year.
The official attire for the Malaysian contingent at the 2024 Paris Olympic Games opening ceremony on July 26 will be unveiled next Wednesday. Youth and Sports Minister Hannah Yeoh described the parade uniform designed by a renowned local fashion designer Rizman Ruzaini as elegant.
Adanya designer popular di Malaysia, saya percaya atlet kita bila mereka memakai baju itu pada hari perasmian Sukan Olimpik, ini akan menjadi satu kebanggaan kepada mereka, dan apa yang kita utamakan adalah ciri-ciri yang menunjukkan mereka adalah rakyat Malaysia, yang pertama. Yang keduanya adalah untuk keselesaan atlet kita. Kita nak pastikan mereka selesa bila mereka pakai baju. So kita nantikan nanti perasmian.
Hannah disclosed that she had seen the design of the outfit that would be used by the Malaysian contingent during the opening ceremony. Earlier, Malaysian Olympic contingent's chef de mission, Dato' Hamidin Muhammad Amin, had said the outfit is inspired by the Baju Melayu design. The opening ceremony, staged for the first time outside the stadium, will involve around 80 boats ferrying international athletes on a 6-kilometer route along the River Seine towards the Eiffel Tower. Athletes and performers will sail past some of the French capital's most stunning landmarks. The shipping and port industry in Sarawak has undergone a rapid transformation and evolution over the past 10 years. In fact, the industry has raked in hundreds of millions of ringgit in after-tax profits for Sarawak. A remarkable sign for the industry, and with the momentous handing over of Bintulu Port ownership to Sarawak, the people are the biggest winners. But before we get any further, let's take a look into how the industry first began in Sarawak. Sarawak's position as a maritime region, rich with its natural resources and strategic place, places Sarawak at the forefront of the industry towards the development of the economy for years and years. Now, the geographical factor and its strategic location of Sarawak gives a very big impact in the development, especially economically. Now, amidst the strives and struggles during the COVID-19 pandemic, the maritime industry, in terms of shipping and also its ports, brings a very crucial role and potential in transporting the economic values and also for the goods and services in Sarawak. Now, this is the first series of a 3-series part of the shipping and maritime industry in bringing an economic impact towards Sarawak. According to Wong Kahai, a ship owner who has been in the industry since the 1940s in Sarawak, the industry in the land of hornbills was able to continue its legacy as it was a vital sector for the economy.
Of course, like before, everything depends on river. So this side of boat will be very convenient for people traveling around. But now, all the rock connected, you see, new development take place, you see. So people using road, by land. So this side is going to, business is going to be, less already, you see.
Reminiscing its glory days in trade and transport, Wong shared how his shipping business spurred globally, tracing up to Indonesia, Myanmar, and the Philippines.
Many people haven't been used already, the river going through the river, like upstream there, over there, got these big kampongs and on the big area like lake, something like very big river like lake that we call this Kampong Baro area. A very nice place, but nobody ever visiting there. So people mainly using rock, so they can't even have a chance to view over there, you see. So by this way, I want to make use of this boat, and then let people, even the all local people, can go and view what we have before, and what we are using to carry all goods to the Kampong area.
He also revealed that with Bintulu Port's handover back to Sarawak, many benefits will soon be felt by locals, as well as potential for the region's development.
Our revenue going out, the gas, you see, and then if the port, you see, of course, ports got a lot of income also, you see. For the foreign ship coming in, they have to pay port charges and everything, you see. And even the Lambaga, Sungai also getting profit, you see. Yeah.
Yes, from LSS they will also get more.
Yeah.
So moving forward, how do you see can Sarawak, aside from this strategic location, tourism attraction, can it be a potential place for
main place, main port here, through all this Borneo Island, especially Borneo Island. Yeah. So Kuching is the center of this one. It's not the center of Borneo Island, but it is the center. As we know that, you see, mainly this one, Indonesians are also come over here, and then we have a good connection with all these Kalimantan side. Yeah, that will bring a lot of benefit to our Sarawak.
Local animation production company Kuchingko Berhad looks east to Sarawak and Sabah as part of its expansion plan that includes a branch office in Los Angeles, California. Its executive director, CJC, said this plan aims to train and nurture new talents in the local animation industry capable of penetrating the global market.
It's something actually more than just a craft in animation, so we need the ability to story tell in a way where the stories will be accepted universally, not just Malaysian, but of course all the population around the world, right? I think these skill sets needs to be developed. We are getting there, but I still think we need to have a lot of work to actually make sure that people here can tell good stories. Actually, all of us artists and also animators or background artists who are from Malaysia will be able to work on a project of an international level with the North American producers, or even sometimes we work with French producers. These projects usually are of very high quality, fairly demanding, and if they are able to achieve that, I'm pretty much sure, I think their skill sets will be recognized around the world.
CJ said Sarawak and Sabah were earmarked for Kuchingko's expansion due to the growing number of creative talents, as well as its strategy to expand its talent pool beyond Klang Valley.
So we started already in Sabah, and the next destination we would like to actually maybe work with state government agencies also in Sarawak to actually assist us in this process. On our plans, basically to actually have them understood actually why there is a need to actually, number one, train the talent up to a certain level, and then to provide employment opportunities to actually those people that we have trained. Those talent actually, if given the right opportunity and platform, we will be able to develop even more.
Established in 2002, Kuchinko has produced animation works for clients affiliated with major names in the entertainment industry, such as Cartoon Network, Netflix, and DreamWorks. Additionally, Kuchinko's recent initial public offering IPO of 25 million shares was reported to be oversubscribed by 99.02 times ahead of its listing on the ACE market of Bursa Malaysia on July 26th. Kuchinko will also become the first Malaysian animation production company to be listed on the local stock market. Welcome back. All health facilities in southern Gaza have been pushed to breaking point due to an influx of people wounded by Israeli bombardments. The Red Cross said earlier today that doctors could soon be forced to make difficult choices on who gets treated.
The International Committee of the Red Cross, ICRC, said its 60-bed field hospital in the city of Rafah took in 26 people requiring hospitalization for shrapnel and other injuries after a strike on the Al-Mawasi camp for displaced people on Saturday. At least 90 people were killed and 300 people injured in the strike, according to the Gazan Health Ministry. The Red Cross said last week it also saw an influx of 850 people requiring outpatient care at the Red Cross hospital, nearly half of whom are women and a third are children. It added most of the patients have been displaced from their homes multiple times and are living with little food and clean water in overcrowded areas, making it easier for them to fall sick. Since May, it said the hospital had carried out more than 500 surgeries and 12,000 consultations. The Gazan Health Ministry said Israel's ongoing genocide of Gaza has killed at least 38,794 people, mostly civilians.
North Korea is launching more balloons believed to be carrying trash towards the south, the latest round of a tit-for-tat balloon war between the two Koreas. Seoul's Joint Chiefs of Staff said the North was launching suspected trash balloons aimed at the south once again, adding they were currently floating across the border.
Seoul city authorities issued an alert to residents on Thursday, saying a suspected balloon from North Korea is confirmed to have entered the airspace of northern Gyeonggi province and that citizens should be cautious of outside activities. This is the 8th round of trash-carrying balloons launched by Pyongyang since late May. The nuclear-armed North has already sent more than 1,000 of the balloons south, calling it retaliation for ones carrying anti-regime propaganda floated northwards by activists south of the border. In response to the trash balloons, Seoul has fully suspended a tension-reducing military deal and restarted some propaganda broadcasts from loudspeakers along the border. It has also carried out live fire drills in some border areas. The powerful sister of North Korean leader Kim Jong-un said last week that more dirty leaflets from South Korean scum had been found in the North's territory along the border, warning they would pay a very high price.
Airlines expect overall passenger numbers to double over the next 2 decades from the 4.3 billion who flew last year, with the growth led by emerging markets such as Asia Pacific and the Middle East. The main global airline body earlier today said the projected surge in traffic could put further pressure on carriers to contribute to the fight against climate change and make progress towards a pledge to reach net zero carbon emissions by 2050.
The International Air Transport Association, IATA, said in its latest update that average annual passenger growth is expected to be 3.6% a year to 2043, compared with a forecast of 9.7% growth this year. The IATA added the Asia-Pacific region would lead with average growth of 4.8%, propelled by countries like India with 6.9% and China with 5.8%, but also Thailand and Vietnam with 6.4% each. Passenger growth in Africa and the Middle East would rise by 3.6%, while Latin America and the Caribbean would see a 2.9% increase. The association said the mature markets of North America and Europe would see growth of 1.7% and 2%. Air transport currently accounts for less than 3% of global CO2 emissions, but it's often in the firing line because it serves a minority of the world's population. Airlines are mainly betting on increased production of sustainable aviation fuels produced from renewable sources, expected to provide 65% of the industry's net zero target for 2050.
See the world closer with TVS as we bring the latest news updates both locally and internationally. For more headlines anytime, anywhere, just head on to our official website at tvsarawak.my or follow us on our social media platforms at TV Sarawak. And those were the updates on TVS Nightline. I'm Shulshmato. Thank you for watching and have a good night.